spec. Into spec. You guys gotta let me hop in. Come on. You guys can't play without letting me spec. Okay. We're hopping it, guys. We're hopping in the game. Game 1 of Control's Wild Invitational is underway. Ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping in right now. Ooh, it's a Zoolock mirror. Okay. Big difference here, guys. Seviang's list does not have a Gul'dan, whereas Slizzle's does. Also, Slizzle's on the play with a tempo deck. This is insane. Seviang does pick up a Void Caller, though. That's a big boy. Slizzle's hand honestly looks good to me, though. I like it. So you got Flame Up, Firefly, Soulfire. So you got Flame Up on 1, Fireflies on 2, with Soulfire for flex. It's really great. I think for Seviang, I like the Imp and Void Caller. I don't know how I feel about Flappy Bird in this matchup. I'd probably toss Fledgling and Bone Mare. Okay, good stuff though. So they just like rope the malls. Oh, I do patches, no. Okay, so Seviang decides just to keep Malchazar's Imp, and Slizzle decides to throw away Soulfire. This is a juicy curve for Slizzle here. You start with a Flame Imp, you're gonna go for like Firefly into Darkshire Canceling. Insane. Seviang, though, is gonna have to be playing from behind. Already off the get-go. Drawing patches is extremely unfortunate. Picked up the Fireflies, though. That's not bad. That's really good play. So Firefly plus patches will trade in the Flame Up, which is good, so we won't have to utilize Soulfire yet. Another great curve play for Slizzle here. Holy cow. So you can just jam Voidwalker, go Firefly, and trade the 1-2. Voidwalker's just great. He taps, okay. So with this line, what he's looking to do is play Councilman on 3 and then just go wide on 4. Like, develop a thick board. And honestly, I think that's fine. My take, though, is that, like, Slizzle's deck has a higher top end, so what he can do is just, like, play more aggressively than get rewarded if he draws Gul'dan. Again, I'm not really a Zoolock player, so, you know, I'll trust these guys as the experts. My lines are not always great. Also, hopefully the volume is not too loud. Let me just test real quick. It's okay. Sorry for making you guys listen to Hearthstone music. I know some of you guys might not like that. I'm personally not a huge fan of it, so it's kind of weird for me. Drops the Councilman. Fortunately for Seviang, his hand is now coming together. It's actually really not. He has like 2 good 5-drops. I like the tap first because he's going to Soulfire and he wants to throw away a bad card, not a Doom Guard. That's not a Doom Guard, so we're happy about that. Gets to cycle a little bit too. Picks up the Void Caller as well. That is spicy. Slizzle picks up the card we were talking about, Blood Reaver Gul'dan. That is one big boy. So figure if you're Slizzle here, tap again, yeah. Probably Voidwalker plus the Imp here, looking to set up for that Doom Guard next turn. Of course, an extension of saying the Doom Guard there is don't discard Blood Reaver Gul'dan. It's a very important thing to note as far as that turn goes. So he picks up the Bone Mare, it's not bad. I assume, I mean, you know, even like Voidwalker Queen, a Void Caller would be decent here. Would not be bad at all. I kind of like that more than Doomguard. I know Doomguard cycles right away, but you get a guaranteed 5-drop. You gotta play the other one next turn too.
So many possibilities.
This is actually like a really big sticking point in the game, I think. Because this turn, like, he has 2 really good options. I don't think you Dreadlord ever, but it's like Doomguard or the Void Caller plus the Void Walker. I feel like I go for the Void Caller, Void Walker myself. I'm not 100% sure though. He's hovering it. Oh, is he gonna do it? He does it. Okay, okay, he does it. Let me check my OBS. Yeah, everything's good. Okay. Yeah. I always get nervous. I just like want to double check. Oh, I'm not recording locally either. Never lucky. Okay, whatever. It's all good. Okay, so he goes for the Void Caller, Void Walker play, and now Slizzle has to make a decision. Do I play Doomguard? I think yes. I think we do play Doomguard. The important thing, though, again, is do not discard Blood Reaver Gul'dan. That's always going to be a key thing this game. Okay, so he's going to bump and play the Dreadlord. Okay, okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all. So from his perspective, Seviang does not have an easy trade into the Despicable Dreadlords. This makes sense. And Malchazar's Imp will probably survive, I assume is his take. Which means that you still be able to get the draws from Doomguard. You can also Doomguard Soulfire next turn as well. I wonder too, Gul'dan. Fortunately, the captain does not pull patches from the deck, as Seviang did draw that. So how good is Dreadlord here? Play Dreadlord, you trade. It's not really that great. So you can trade the Void Caller into the Void Walker and trade Malchazar's and Soulfire the 4/5. I like it, clearing the Despicable Dreadlord. Losing the Doomguard's kind of big though. That's one of those cards you really just don't want to get discarded and rewarded with the 1-drop draw. That's really great. I think the nice thing about that play though is no matter what the discard is, you're still going to have a demon to play. You're really only upset if it throws away Bone Mare. That's about it. Because that's one of those cards, if you have like a slight lead, you play Bone Mare. It's like, I'm going to win now. That's the type of card Bone Mare is. For Slizzle though, I think this is, it's kind of tough to say no to the Doomguard Soulfire turn here. He does say no to it though. So he may go something like Vicious Fledgling plus Soulfire then? Just to kind of edge ahead on, or try to get back on board a little bit. He might even like double Soulfire to be honest. This is definitely a weird matchup for the Fledgling too. It's not like the intended one for it. Okay, he goes for the Firefly. Just trying to develop a board here. It's not terrible. I mean, they both trade into the 3/2s with both the 1-drops. The likely play. Oh, dude, that is insane! You play the Dreadlord, you trade your Void Walker, your Void Caller, sorry, into the Fledgling. You get Mal'Ganis! Oh, that is gross! Seviang can just double trade and get such a huge lead. There's gonna be no way Slizzle can come back. That is gross! Mal'Ganis off of Void Caller. Oh my god. It happened. I'm usually, I don't know, I think I get really giddy whenever that happens because it's so cool. Mal'Ganis is like one of those oomph wild cards. It's kind of like, I feel like it's even more oomphy than Dr. Boom is. And Slizzle recognizes he needs a... oh, wait, okay. That was not Gul'dan. I thought it discarded Gul'dan for a second. I was worried. So, It's okay though. Just got a Soulfire, lose a Flame Imp. And then Doomguard. See what order to do it in. Gotta go for the Soulfire plus Doomguard here. It's really unfortunate, because you guarantee to lose everything. You could just slow roll it with Despicable Dreadlord too, but I mean... The problem here for Slizzle is that Blood Reaver Gul'dan's was gonna win him the game, right? But he probably doesn't get to use it. Okay, and we want to discard the Flame Imp here. Doomguard's fine too. With this line of play, anything that's not Blood Reaver Gul'dan is a good discard. Also, I don't think Slizzle has played a Pirate yet, so he still has patches in the deck, I believe. Let me just double check his deck list. Yes, he's not played a Pirate yet. I do not remember him playing Sea Captain or Bloodsail Corsair. Fortunately for Slizzle though, Seviang has Bone Mare. Takes the trade, pushes face for 6, and Slizzle's in trouble. Big trouble. Power Overwhelming is not going to help him. At all. At all. Void Walker is not going to help him either. Bottom right, buddy. Going to be moving on to game 2. Seviang winning the Warlock mirror. So what Seviang has left now is going to be his Shaman and Priest. He's going to have to defeat Slizzle with those decks. I really wish there was an easier way to switch sides in Spectator mode. Unfortunately, there isn't, so it's a little bit tough. Red Bull, please sponsor me. I got a 4-pack. We're going in. Decent game 1 though. So Slizzle still has to win with all 3 of his lists. So the Druid deck, the Warlock deck, and the Big Priest. I kind of want to see him pull that out, to be honest. I'm really excited to see his Druid deck for 1. Like, I want to see Crazed Alchemist play with the Crypt Lord. And I'd like to see Big Priest just go in, get Barnes on 4, and just wild out. That's kind of what I'm looking forward here. See, though, so it looks like they're just choosing what deck to play real quick. Dude, I should do, like, some transition stuff. It's just, like, bringing this up when that's going down. And before they hop in the game. As they hop in the game right away. Should do that. Yeah, again, just bear with me. Like, this is my first time trying to do this kind of stuff, so. Okay. Simon decides, sorry, Slizzle decides to queue up the Warlock list again into Seviang's Aggro Shaman. Okay. Well, I'm a big fan of Flame Imp, so I think we're definitely going to keep that card. So we should probably hold on to that. Again, I'm not so sure about Vicious Fledgling. It's really not that great against other fast decks. It's one of those cards that you really just want to play against anything that's slow and just win with. However, Flame Imp Coin Fledgling is still a good line of play. For Seviang, nothing in his hand's really looking that great to me. This isn't the matchup where Devolve shines, in my opinion. It's very mediocre here. Crackle's definitely not good enough on the play, and neither is 7-7. Playing against Reno Lock, the 4-mana 7-7 is a really good keep, but this is not Reno Lock. It's an aggressive Zoo Lock list. Okay. Decides to keep the Flame Imp and the Vicious Fledgling. I like it. I mean, it's a 1-2. Pick up another 3. Ooh, Keleseth! 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look at Slizzle's hand. 1 drop, a 2 drop in a deck with only 1 2 drop. It's really good. A 3 drop and a 4 drop. It's pretty good. Oh, that's even spicier. You can coin Keleseth and then go Flame Imp and Bloodsoak Corsair next turn. Pull a 2/2 patches out of your deck. That's insane. So game 2, Slizzle picks it up. He gets a Keleseth. Seviang has to pass on turn 1. Not doing too much on turn 2 either. This is very unfortunate. Goes for the totem. I almost would have liked to see like a lightning bolt there, then the totem next turn playing 7-7. I feel like the issue for him though is if he's hand tracking, you can tell that Slizzle kept a card, right? He kept 2 actually, which means it's pretty likely he does fill out his curve on turn 2. Almost certainly with Zoo Lock, which means that lineup plays a little bit too slow. So I don't mind the fact it didn't work for that play either. Just like hit the totem button and pass, because I think you have to be relatively optimistic here. And kind of just understand that 4-mana 7-7 doesn't really do too much in the context of this matchup. The patches draw! I mean, Seviang drew is one of legendary as well. He's matching Slizzle. Unfortunately, the power level of patches is a little bit lower than Keleseth's. But he does draw the one of legendary, which is absolutely terrible for him. He did last game too and he won though. So maybe picking up the one of legendaries is exactly what he needs to get there. Could be the case. Bumps and clears, I like it. He's not overloaded for the 7-7 next turn. He has options. Speaking of options, Vicious Fledgling is looking like a promising one to me. Definitely agree with Slizzle's decision to just play here.
Job's done.
Picks up Aya, that's definitely not going to help him here. If you're Seviang, I really don't think you can just like Lightning Bolt Crackle here. I think you really have to play the 4-mana 7-7 and hope that Slizzle whiffs on the Vicious Fledgling. And try and come back on board next turn to Crackle Lightning Bolt, because you do have mana to do that. And then hopefully by turn 6, so the game plan is to go, from my perspective at least, would be to go 7-7 and then go Crackle Lightning Bolt the following turn. And then pick up something like Feral Spirits, and that's how you edge back in the game. You get a lot of value from the 7-7, trade a bunch, and going like that. Captain is disgusting. You know, normally it's not... You always play like Void Caller in turn 4 when you have Doomguard in hand, but in this case you get a 4-4 Captain that buffs up your minions, and a 2-4 Void Walker, which is absolutely insane. Forcing this is not a Druid either, so there's no Spreading Plague to play around. You just gotta go in. Jade Lightning's not a bad card here. It does clear the Captain. And I do agree that it's Seviang's best play. The only problem is his best play is not that great. Okay, so Slizzle can choose to just play Doomguard and hit his opponent in the face. I personally agree with the Void Caller line though. You're not really in a rush to win. You can just pop the Void Caller next turn, play whatever card you draw, or tap and play whatever card you draw off that, and still be in a good spot to win. Guaranteeing Doomguard without discarding Bone Marrow is quite good. Aya on curve. I like it. He can't really do too much else, right? Like, he doesn't really have a decision anymore. The Dreadlord is a good way to fill out the curve. So how much damage is that? That is... Is this a 6-8 Doomguard? This is a 6-8 Doomguard. So that's 8, 10, 13. He trades. Goes for the Dreadlord. You're going to trade off the Voidwalker and into Aya. Get the Doomguard on board. You can trade a little bit. It's not a big deal. What he does now doesn't really matter. The game's just, it's done. Slizzle wins. Doesn't even need the bone mirror to seal it off with. Oh yeah, I like that, dude. Dragon everything face. I like it. Even like the 2/4 Voidwalker here is very awkward for Seviang to deal with, just because his minions are 3 and 2 attack respectively. Just for the Azure Drake, he does have double Lightning Bolt. Oh, that's something he would have liked to pick up on turn 1. Oh, the Alpha Male Lightning Bolt face. I like it. That was honorable. It sucks. Tied series 2-2. Or sorry, 1-1. Both the Warlock decks getting a win. So now Slizzle has Priest and Druid left, and Seviang has Priest and Shaman still the one with. So what I think for Seviang is Shamanless is going to destroy the Druid deck. That's just going to happen. He does have Devolve as well, which is very good against Big Priest. So the Druid, the Shaman, I believe will be able to pick up a win. Arena Priest can struggle against Big Priest and occasionally Aggro Druid as well if they don't pick up a good early game. Let's go show the bracket here real quick. Hell yeah. We got this going in. We're smart. We smart. Okay. But yeah, 1-1 series is nice. Transition music. Okay, and we're loading it up. I love how with the transition music on for like 5 seconds every time. It's great. Okay, we're back in game. The Tyrande mirror. Both of these players understand that Tyrande is... Oh! Spearing off Green Apple! Green Apple! We got Barnes, guys! We got Barnes! We did it! So I feel like Slizzle wants to keep Barnes as his opening hand. Shadow Visions is pretty good too, because that could be another Resurrect, so I think he's going to keep that as well. And even Pain's okay. I don't know if you'd want to keep it or not. I don't play Big Priest, but... Green Apple! We got Barnes! We're going to win! Nice. For Slizzle, at least, I mean, it's not good for Seviang at all. Personally, from Seviang, I like to see a hard mulligan. You really just like want Raza and win Kazakus in your opening hand. That's about it. Yeah. But we got there. $15-14. I asked him to rope the mulligans, by the way, just so we can see them. Picks up a Resurrect 2 and a Shadow Visions. That's gross. Oh, man. Seviang is going to really have to hope that he draws Potion of Madness if he does run that in his list. Let me just double check right now. That would be his out right now, is Potion of Madness. He does, so if he picks up Potion of Madness, he'll be in a good spot. Unfortunately for him, though, cards like Mind Blast are just doing nothing, right? Like, they do not accomplish anything at this point in the game. Spirit Lash on 2. Just get Shadow Visions, look for a Resurrect effect. I feel like that's all you really want to do here. Well, Slizzle has completed the meme. I believe you take Resurrect. You want to coin Barnes on turn 3 and then go double Resurrect on turn 4. I believe that's the line of play we should go for here. Goes for Shadow Essence instead, just looking to play the game a little bit slower. Not going for the alpha plays where you just want to win right away. The Silence in hand, in case you guys didn't know, you can do actually a minion off of Barnes can be silenced. It'll lose its effect, but what will happen is it'll gain the stats. So, you know, your 1-1 Ysuraj, you'll lose the pull a minion from the deck, but it'll become a 10-10. It's kind of cool. Spearing off Green Apple being coined. Getting Rag. That is pretty good. I feel like Seviang would have really liked to draw Potion of Madness there instead of Dirty Rat. It's one of the simple ways to shut down the deck. Another thing you could do into slizzle466's board is actually clear both of the minions. Let's see a way to do that. He does not, unfortunately. If he did, what he could do is just clear both minions and then go ahead and just say, hey, if you're going to play Resurrect, it's a coin flip now. One of the bad things is if Slizzle loses the coin flip, then what goes down is every Resurrect after that gets worse, right? Because if 2 Barnes die and only 1 Rag dies, then it's a 33% chance of Rag instead of a 50-50. I believe we're going to see a Resurrect here. I got it right, guys. I'm not often right, but sometimes I am. And, you know, 2-mana Ragnaros is kind of a good play. Think about it. If this was Resurrect, Seviang would already be at 7 health. Just did some quick maths there. I believe that's Light Bomb picked up, so that's going to be really good for next turn. But getting over the hump this turn is going to be kind of tough. Could see something like Dirty Rat into Doomsayer. That would be a decent line to play. Seviang agrees. I believe for Slizzle, Shadow Word Horror is a good play here. Yeah, he agrees. He definitely agrees. One of the problems Seviang is going to run into is he only really has one useful card in his hand right now. This is Light Bomb. And, oh, now he has two. Reno Jackson's a pretty useful card. Question is, which order does he want to play in? I don't think the deck has too much reach. I like the Reno here just because it's a little bit safer than just going for Light Bomb right now. You take a little bit more damage, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's also kind of nice because you let Slizzle play Essence on 6, but you're pretty sure he has because he didn't really play anything off of the Shadow Visions that he took earlier, and all you're really looking for this matchup is just Resurrect and Shadow Essence. Or Eternal Servitude, but he would have already played that basically. So it's kind of a good read, I think, from Seviang that he held back Light Bomb for more turn 1 for Reno. Take a little bit more damage. But you know that Slizzle's probably going to play Shadow Essence on 6. You clear the 5/5 as well. I like it. And Slizzle has another 5/5. Another statue, alright. It's not really the minion you're looking for in this matchup, unfortunately. You really like your pressure ones. So what he's actually looking for is just Lich King, Gisaraj, or Ragnaros. Statues, the tech for aggro. Shadow Vision is a very good card for Seviang. Potion, it's a little bit late. Dragonfire is quite good though. That is a board clear. I feel like one of the things you really like to do in this matchup when you're playing Reno Priest is actually go ahead and Shadow Vision's another Light Bomb. That's one great thing you can do. This goes for the Lich King. Another turn of big threats. Gets a Death Coil. It's a big card. Fortunately for Seviang, he has no way to clear the Lich King right now. He's got two cards that are good really late. Mind Blast and Spawn of Shadows. He's got Northshire Cleric. Card that's generally good. It's nice to cycle with, but in the context of this matchup, it's not very good because there's nothing you can really treat into with it. Other than the 1/1 off the marks. Emperor Thorson plus Silence seems decent though. It just removes the Lich King's effect. I definitely think this is a decent play. Could hold Silence back if you want to set it up over a long period of time with Spawn of Shadows, but with the discounts you should be able to do that quite easily. Because I assume Northshire Cleric's use if the game goes to that point would just be to deal 6 damage. Statue and most likely just clocking Seviang in the face for Slizzle here. Actually, my bad, trading. Trading there is definitely better than clocking in the face. Caster misplay number 1. Seviang picks up the other Dragonfire, or the Dragonfire in his deck, another copy. I think he should just jam it. Does he agree? We'll see. He agrees. Yeah, I mean, personally, when I play Hearthstone, I don't like having the Lich King hit me in the face every turn. And the hero power here on the 4/3, I assume, Obsidian Statue, to draw a card. I like it. Cycling is very big. Azure makes a huge pickup with Bran. That's going to be great. Slizzle can entomb the Northshire Cleric. He can do it. He's not going to, but he can. He might just like paint it and hit face. Well, the only thing for Slizzle to worry about now is just how many minions does he have? Like what's his amount of threats that he has left over? I believe he still has Lich King and 1 Obsidian Statue in the deck. He has Ragnaros in the deck as well, so he has 3 threats left. Gisaraj is going to be one of the best ones for him to draw. And just hope that Seviang does not draw Shadow of Random when he plays those. This is going to be the hope. Death's a big pickup for Seviang. Very, very big. That's one of those cards that just helps you get over the hump. Think about whether to play Acolyte or not here. Let me just double check his list. He does not have a Wild Pyromancer, so I think it would be acceptable to just play here. Again, maybe the Spawn of Shadows things that he's holding it back for, and I think that's okay too.
What is Elun's will?
Capping is good. Okay. Your power face and pass. Another Shadow Visions. It's really good to draw early on, just so you can get the Resurrects or the Eternal Servitudes out of your deck. Yeah, Slizzle still has double evil on the list, so Excavated Evil. Goes for Shadow Visions. Gets Eternal Servitude, I believe, in Shadow Essence. Yes. Goes for the Servitude. That could be Ragnaros. It's gonna go for Pint-Sized Horror and clear the board here real quick. Stay in control of the board. Or Pain. Pain, trade into Bran and play Servitude. Get Ragnaros. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. I like it. Ooh, Lich King or Rag? Do you want a Death Knight card or do you want like the random damage? That's kind of interesting. This is not a very simple decision, I don't think. I feel like just it's a matter of how good are the Death Knight cards. And I think a lot of the time in this deck, like, they're alright, but they're not phenomenal. Like, Frostmourne would be clearly one that you would want, because no Arena Priest right now, or nobody in the tournament at least is running weapon removal in Arena Priest. I don't think there's any weapon removal cards in general, actually. No one's playing Glendasus or Acidic Swamp Ooze, anything like that. So Frostmourne is actually insane. Just because it's 15 damage, that's basically it. It's not because, you know, I'm going to be clearing the Priest minions and get Resurrect them. It's because I'm going to hit him in the face for 15 after he's played, he has played Reno. Okay, so I think we should see a Horror here just to deny draws on the Acolyte of Pain. We'll give him the 1 draw Flute Hoarder. Not a big deal though. You can even entomb it if you want. I guess Raza's better entomb target. So what's like, other than like Azure Drake, what are you even looking to entomb out of the Priest deck? Take a look at the list. Kazakus? Yeah. Kazakus, Thorson, Azure Drake, Raza. I'd say Prophet Velen, Respond to Shadows, but those cards aren't really used to be played on curve, right? Like, there used to be, you know, combo cards that kill your opponent one turn. So you don't really end up getting usage out of them. Or, sorry, you don't really end up having the option for them to be entombed targets, is what I'm trying to say. Speaking of Kazakus, what's up, dude? How you doing? Believe Seviang will play it, and we'll see. Question is, what kind of a potion does he go for? I feel like on this turn, you probably want like a 5 mana draw 2 polymorph. I don't mind 10 mana either, just take it a little bit slower. It's not bad. You don't really need immediate pressure. Did not see his first option. The second one though, none of these are very appealing at all. What you're looking for here is card draw. You're looking for polymorph, even Resurrect, because the Resurrect gets you card draw. And these are all just terrible, to be 100% honest. Gain 10 armor is okay. 6 AoE doesn't do anything in this matchup at all. Problem is, the potion's 10 mana, so you can't combo with another card to deal 8 to clear most of the minions. Could have 2 attack on board, I guess, but... Or use it with... I mean, you use it after Anduin is good, but we don't have Anduin up with Ra's active. I believe that was a freeze effect. So we chose to go for draw 3 and 3. Yeah, that's not bad. 10 mana, draw 3, freeze 3 minions. It's a very underwhelming effect for 10 mana though. Slizzle picks up his own Anduin. That's quite good. What are we looking to do here? So if I'm a Slizzle, I have 13 cards left in my deck. We have not drawn an activity duel, so Kazakus will not be active. And our opponent just took a Kazakus potion. It's clearly 10 mana because he would have played it otherwise. So if you're oh wait, he has Execute. Brain fart. He has an Execute Evil in it. He's not drawn an Execute Evil yet. Yeah, Control he kind of has. Not my greatest move ever. I like the Death Coil here, just clear the board, control the board, and push 4 face damage. It's pretty good. My brain farts are funny. I'm gonna watch the VODs and see like 20 fail fishes in chat. Goes for the draw 3 potion, very, very good. Hopefully he picks up his Anduin, maybe his Raza as well. Okay, got the evil, that's good, so Raza will be active still. So I don't think there's any way that Slizzle ever gets value from Anduin other than just like... Right? Because it's only Prophet Velen and Spawn of Shadows that he would clear with it. Raza as well. But, I mean, you're not going to hold on to it, right? It's almost always the wrong decision to hold on to Shadow Reaper Anduin. Unless you're playing like Giant Center, but you'll want to play it on curve anyways, because by turn 8 they should have a bunch of Giants on board that are hitting your head. No Mission Mentor is not bad. It's anything that says draw a card on is really good. Could go No Mission Mentor, Power Word Shield. draw Raza. For Seviang, it's actually not necessarily bad to hold on to Anduin, just because what you can do is clear like a Ragnaros or something. He's used his death, right? He's out of kind of the hard removal, so AoE Shadow Word Death is pretty good. Yeah, so for Slizzle's last wave of threats, like say after he plays Yesaraj, if he draws that anytime soon, then Shadow Reaper Anduin's going to be a great answer to that. As for the Power Word, so there's a potion that he wish he had on turn 4. Drops Downers. I like it. Card draw is good. It's always kind of scary playing Foundless just because of potion. I do not believe that Slizzle runs that though. Let me double check. There is no potion on mana, so you don't have to worry about that at all. The Shadow or Deaths are just going to sit in Slizzle's hands forever though. They will not do anything in this matchup at all. Wonder if you'd consider entombing the 1/1. I guess not, right? Like you just want your opponent to draw cards and go in. Ghost Fist might here, but wait, hold up. He's not there, right? There's no way. 10 last year part. Yeah, he's close. I mean, he's dealing a lot of damage. He's getting it in right now. Putting Seviang at 4. Fortunately, Seviang has not played Anduin yet, so he will heal for 5 from that. Can he be a Prophet Villain here? Power heal for 4. Does he have any other healing in the list? I don't think so, right? Seviang has already played Priest of the Feast, so we won't be able to heal from that. You already Renoed on curve. Because, I mean, if you guys remember, this has been a long game, but this one was intense. Like, Slizzle had Coin Barnes into Resurrect with Ragnaros and just clocking Seviang in the face.
I wonder.
Definitely coming down to the wire here. Hero Power into Anduin. Heal for max. Or, sorry, not heal for max, but the maximum heal can do these turns, like heal for 7. I like it. Again, sometimes it's sacrifice removal just to stay alive, and I definitely respect it, because, I mean, he understands that he's dead pretty soon. Both of these guys have had kind of weird draw orders in the mid game as well. Still have Raza, literally bottom 2 for Seviang. And for Slizzle, we still have Ragnaros, Yesaraj, and 1 Obsidian Statue in the deck. So, 3 big threats, bottom deck.
Job done.
Clock him in the head with Statue, putting Seviang at 3.
Out of cards.
Raza, literally bottom 1, never lucky. This is where you start baby raging. Mom, please call Ben Brode and ask him for some better RNG. Never lucky. Why is my hero power 2 mana? Raza has not rotated yet, but it seems like Raza has, and it's like, oh wait, and we're playing Wild, and nothing ever rotates.
Darkness speaks.
Maybe Seviang forgot to put Raza in his deck list. Who knows? It is hard to say. I like the double Excavated Evil play, just because 1, it makes your opponent's draws a lot worse. Wait. Oh, he's just saying... Oh, man. That rag top deck. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Just hero power, dragon fire, hero power, you win. He's basically just saying that Slizzle cannot play a card that's 6 mana or less. And that's like a decent read on the hand, to be honest, because you've seen the dust on it forever. I've not forbid these guys from using deck prep or anything, so if they have that on, they can just see that your opponent's probably having clunky cards on their hand. Or if you're manually hand reading, you can tell that too. Good game though, so Slizzle takes the lead 2-1. He only has to win with his Druid deck now. But that won't be super easy against Arena Priest or Egger Shaman. I mean, the Druid thing should be easy against Arena Priest, like it's doable. The Shaman matchup's definitely tough, like you never want to play Shaman when you're playing Egger Druid at all. Seviang decides to run it back with Priest, and Slizzle loads up his last deck. 2-1 lead. Has Patches in the opening hand. He's going to say bye-bye Patches. I do not want to see here. I'm going to toss away Patches real quick. I assume at least. Bye, Patches. Bye. He'd also really prefer to be on the play. It's always better for Druid, Egger Druid specifically, to be going on turn 1 to just lead the game off. Seviang, Radiant's not terrible. I mean, I'd probably just hard mulligan though. So yeah, I would probably just hard mulligan. You're looking for like Potion of Madness. You're not really looking for like Raza and Anduin in this matchup. You can keep Anduin, or sorry, Raza, because it's like whatever, but you're really just looking for like AoE. That's about it. Because Akis is probably your best card in the deck. Potion of Madness is really good. Slizzle decides to keep all the 1s. I like it. When he picks up an AoE buff, that's dirty. Seviang goes for the hard mulligan and picks up Potion of Madness as well. It's going to be really good at shutting down some early game aggression here. Okay, for Slizzle, so he has a few different lines, right? He can just go Blood Sail plus Living Roots and then go for Power of the Wild next turn. I definitely think he's playing 2 1-drops. That's just like the baseline of this play. I feel like, personally, the line that I would go for here is Blood Sail, Corsair, Coin, Enchanted Raven with the Mark of Yisaraj scoop. If he didn't pick up Mark of Yisaraj, I would probably go really wide with Corsair and Roots. Okay, he opts to not use the coin there. Plays around Potion pretty well. I mean, it's good. Believe he's going to go for the Mark now. 2 AoE buffs, top 7, I believe, is extremely good as well. Top 6, sorry. Top 6 is extremely good as well for that list. So he's going to pull patches out of the deck, and then again, I assume he's going to coin Mark of Yisaraj. So this is just good ordering from Slizzle because now he can't draw patches. It's another Enchanted Raven instead. It's got some juicy turns coming up here. You can go Living Roots into Power of the Wild, and then Enchanted Raven, hopefully another 1-drop that he picks up in the next 2 turns, and then Power of the Wild again. Power Word Shield's not bad, just helps the Loot Hoarder fight on board a little bit harder, so patches does not clear it. Lash is great, Potion of Madness is great, and Light Bomb are all great. Another Mark of Yisaraj. Holy. That is pretty good. Still like the spread line myself. I mean, you just go Living Roots and then you go Power of the Wild. I'm going to be interested to see if he's actually going to trade here with the 5/5 or not, with the Enchanted Raven in a Loot Order. He does. So he decides the 5 damage isn't really relevant as far as getting there goes, and just wants to jam face. So I think one thing that's important to note here is he probably understands that, you know, there's no good class AoE other than like Akanai Circle, and Seviang does not run that, I believe, on turn 4 for Priest. And this way you can play Power of the Wild again next turn, or Mark of Yisaraj on the Raven, and actually set it up again to dodge Excavated Evil for another turn. Damaging the 5/3 is also really good as well, just because what it does is means if you have Shadow or Death and you're going to use that, I'm getting value out of my 5 attack minion. Seviang decides to go for Potion Madness Spirit Lash here, heal up a lot, and just go in. I like it. So Slizzle picks up Crypt Lord, he has 4 mana to spend. This is a little bit of a weird turn where he has to make a decision. Does he want to just like go in with the minions he has right now? Does he want to just go like Enchanted Raven Mark? Does he just want to play Crypt Lord plus Raven? Go all the way into Horror. Again, let me just double check if Seviang runs that. Seviang does not run Horror, so I do like the Crypt Lord plus Raven line. I mean, you're not going to play her in it anyways, right? Even if you're playing, you know, does have it in the list. You're not going to play her in this case, because I do agree that the Crypt Lord plus Raven is the best player. Just hands down. One thing to note here as well is Seviang does have both Dragonfire and Light Bomb in hand, so he's been very good at drawing class AoE, which is great. Those are 2 of the most important cards in the match as well. It's nice to have the Lash going on. Jeeves is quite good. So I think we're going to see Mark. It's just a matter of which target is it on, and I think the Crypt Lord's pretty good here for it. Slizzle decides to go for the Raven. Ooh, the Spicy Alchemist. I like it. Okay, so the Alchemist here is like, this is like Slizzle's creation, basically. Goes double Crypt Lord, and double Crazy Alchemist. So we can flip the big boys and clock his opponents ahead of it. The buff, let's count the damage. That is 14 plus 2, which is 16. So Slizzle would be 6 off lethal? Yeah, 6 off lethal right now. Again, trading with the 5/5 Raiden on the left. That's reminiscent of a few turns ago. It's like, hey, turn 3. So he's going to sack 5 damage into the Brand, just to clear that. Afraid of the battle cries there a little bit. And go face for 11 damage. Setting up for next turn. Seviang here has to make a tough choice. What do I use? A Dragonfire or Light Bomb? I like to use the Dragonfire there, it's good. What I like more, though, is the fact that Slizzle has Jeeves in his hand right now. It's disgusting. Jeeves is a gross card. It's a very good Negro Druid. One of the bad parts here about using the Dragonfire instead of Light Bomb is now Seviang does not have an easy clear into Jeeves. Unfortunately for him. Slizzle decides to play Jeeves first, buff up the attack a little bit more just before he flips it. Makes his Crypt Lord a 4/3, utilizing the power of Crypterion to win this game, hopefully. Picks up Savage Roar, it's a great card to have, and Seviang draws Radiant Elemental. It's not going to help him here, unfortunately. Seviang's best play here. I mean, unfortunately, it's probably Light Bomb. It does not feel good to say that, though. Because leaving Jeeves up is just a death sentence, honestly. Yep. He doesn't want to be dead. He's got to do it. It's really rough, man. I mean, fortunately for him, Slizzle doesn't have too much. Has he played patches? Yes, he has. He had Bloodsteel Corsair in his opening hand. He does have patches out of the deck. That is 3 Savage Roar is going to add 4 damage to that, and that is lethal with Crazed Alchemist.